You're not going to look very pretty when you're trying to do this because you're still figuring out things, okay? You can look as bad as possible when you're practicing because you're figuring out a lot of things, and don't feel shy or bad to look bad, okay? You will only look good if you know how to look bad, or you know how you go through this. Only if you make mistakes, you will be better at this. This is something that as a student I struggle, as a teacher I preach. Yeah, so as a teacher I say, no, you can't make mistakes. It's absolutely fine to make mistakes and do it. But then when I have to, like for example, I'm studying German, and when my wife or the family is asking to speak in German, I'm scared. I know a lot of words than I used to do before. I know a lot of grammar, but I'm just scared that I make mistakes, okay? But more you make mistakes, more you feel comfortable with it. Not with the mistakes, but with whatever you're learning, right? So you make mistakes, but you need to try. Then you figure out, it doesn't feel comfortable. I'm going to change a little bit, because I am teaching most of the things that I figure out with my own understanding and body, right? So sometimes it is just a tool for you to understand your body, and it's not an absolute information that you just take it from me, right? Like if I'm throwing a lot of information at you, and then you figure out and see, okay, it feels good, it doesn't feel good, it feels comfortable, I find comfortable here. Yeah, so it's like if you look at me and if you think, okay, Arun is dancing good, I want to dance like Arun, maybe you already have to think differently, because I dance this way because of my body type and my understanding of my body. It's like one of my students, when he went for a date with a girl, he was talking with her like how I would respond to a girl, and then he called me up and said, Arun, I thought you would say this, and then I told her, and what do you would think? He was shaking with me. You know, it's like you're flirting with somebody, but you're thinking like another person and flirting with somebody. That cannot go long. You know what I mean? After a few conversation, then you're stuck. Then you're like, shit, now how do I proceed from this? Because this is all I knew, because it's all I learned from that other person, right? So it's really important that you learn how to talk by yourself and bring out your personality, because that's going to keep that going. If you want to go for your second date, if you want to take the relationship serious, you need to put your personality there, and you have to be yourself there, right? I'm just bringing a funny explanation today. You know my point, right? Like if you see that I am dancing something, it's important to understand the logic behind it and try to fit how it fits into your body, and then try to build on it. So it's all about how you bring your personality outside. This is something I find that the dance community lost its way somewhere, you know, in the last 5 years, but nobody learns how to create the dance, you know, because we get inspiration from a lot of our other people, and then we want to dance like them. You know, like when dancing started, even when I started, I could relate to one of the talks from Eddie Torres. He was mentioning it, and I realized when I started, it was the same as well for me. Like you walk into a club and you don't want to dance like anyone else. You don't want to look like someone else. You know what I mean? Like you go and you look at somebody, and then it's like, oh, no, I don't want to do those moves. He's already doing it. I don't want to dance like him because he's already doing it. So we are always constantly in an urge to look different. But if you see all the students right now, all the shows right now, all the socials, everything, it's just a replica from one person into another person into another person. You don't see personality there. You just see one person in everybody else. So in a way, you're kind of losing your own identity as a person. You want to dance like me. I want to bring my energy into it. It shouldn't feel like people who dance with me should feel like I had a good dance with Arun. It was interesting. It was fun. He was a little different than the others. You know, that's what I look at when I'm dancing. Personally, me as a teacher, I'm giving you tools. Okay, I'm giving you tools. Even if I'm teaching a choreography, it's just a way that I'm trying to give you some tools. Sometimes it's easy to work with a bigger structure. Sometimes I just give you blocks. Okay, just go ahead and build your own. Okay. So try to take the ideas, take the logic, and try to construct things on your own. So I'm only giving you ideas. Like even body isolation, we try to repeat some things. Like you figure out something completely new that I'm not even mentioning in the class sometimes. Because we have a whole hour just to figure out how to move the shoulder or how to step on the leg. a normal class does not give this a stretch of time to work on a very basic stepping, right? Like if you figure out something different from completely what I'm saying, it's completely fine, because you're exploring your body. I'm constantly talking to give you some pointers, like this, then this one, move that, move this. Okay, so whatever information I give you, you don't have to take it 100%. Okay, you take whatever you need. Sometimes you think it's not useful, but maybe it's useful later on. Sometimes it's useful for now, but you're going to throw it away later on. So, you know, like it just like keep exploring every time and try to bring out your personality outside. Yeah, so that is more important. Even if you do the same routines like all the 100 people next to you are doing it, you do it differently, that they remember you. You know, you shouldn't be like, yeah, I had good dances, but I don't remember any one of them. So that's a success. That's a success of the teacher, or to inspire people to dance like them. You know, there are two ways. You know, like for example, the politicians want followers, not to think, just to take the information and do it. Okay, but as an intellectual, like a leader, like a true leader, will want you to feel intellectual. You know, like sometimes I just feel exactly like how politics is working. It's working everywhere, not in terms of you know, but it just as a student, I want my student to follow me, so he goes everywhere I go, he dances like me and stuff like that, you know. But on the bigger picture, it makes no sense for me as a teacher, because I'm just making a replica of myself, you know. But as a person, you're not evolving, because you're just copying stuff from another person. But this has been the attitude for the last 5-6 years, maybe, because I don't see anybody trying to create something on their own. Like if I like something, I'm going to take it, but I'm going to take it apart and then put it into the way that I want to do it. Like I like ideas from the others. Like I watch the other dancers, I'm looking at them, I'm like, this is good. I didn't think of this idea, but I'm not going to copy that and then reproduce it. But I'm going to take that idea and then throw into another song and then see how it works for me. You know, like learning a choreography is one skill. Actually, for me, it's very difficult to learn somebody else's choreography. Is very difficult for me. This routine, I have to always, you know, build my own routine, and I have to go and do my stuff. But that's one way that I got my work as well, because I was not representing somebody's work. Bongo, in your case, for example, you can express in any way you want. You can go with your shoulder, you can go with your head, you can express in different ways. You can move with your body, you can go with your legs, or you can put everything together. There's absolutely no boundary to how you want to express any instrument. But percussion goes well on the shoulder, for example, because you can give more power, right? But you can also go with the feet if you're able to catch it and go with the feet. Like if it's a very soft music like a piano, it's very easy to play with the feet. But you can still go on the shoulder at some points. You know, if you want to show like, you can also go from here, or you can also do the same thing. Okay, you can play with everything that you have, or you can doesn't matter. You know, it's a tool, but they're giving you an idea of how to express it. Okay, now as a student, what I would suggest you to take from that is how he listens to music and not how he expresses it. You do the experimentation on how to express it, but you try to get the idea of how he listens to it. Like when I attended one of Terry's classes from France. So when he was doing this class, it was amazing for me because he played the music. He walked to Cecile to show a partner work. Okay. Now that class is a partner work class, on one partner work class, advanced class. I got to move. I don't remember anything from the class right now. Okay. I don't even know what he did in the class. I have no idea what he did in the class, but it was a partner work class. But what I took out of the class from the point where he played the music and he walked to Cecile, he was moving his body. He's one of the best musicalities, you know, he expresses music so well. He was moving his body for the bongo, okay, from there to here. And I never listened to bongo like that. You know what I mean? So you're hearing things that are very obvious in the music. Trumpet, obviously I hear and stuff, but bongo is very tricky. It's kind of complicated when you're, the layer of bongo is very, very interesting. So he moved from there to here, and then he was sitting on the bongo, and then I was like, wow, I never thought I would have did that before. The next time I started to hear the music, I started to follow the bongos. The next world championship that I went, I used the bongos. And then I won in India, and then I came sixth in Hong Kong. So, so for me, the class I actually went for was an on-one partner class, right? But I took another idea from the same class. Same thing. If you're doing a body isolation class with me, or any class with me, or with Tia, or with Oliver, it doesn't matter. But sometimes you're not taking whatever I'm telling in the class. It might not make any sense to you, but something that's randomly you figure out, okay, I saw Arun doing this. Maybe I'll use it. That's still good enough. You know what I mean? So it's just how it's a process. We are looking for information, and especially with the world right now very shrunk, there's just overload of information, and we don't know which one to choose from. And that's where you need to start to analyze for yourself. Like, I might give you a lot of shitty information as well. I think it's right, and I'll give you some information, but just don't take it right away. And then it's like, it's not working for me. It's okay. Don't throw it away. Keep it aside. Keep working. Maybe some other time, okay, that part of what Arun said is working, and the other part, I don't want to keep it. I do the same from the other teachers as well. So don't go to a teacher thinking, okay, he's going to teach me everything. I'm going to be a magician after this. No, but as students, you rip it apart, put it back in your own way, and see what works for you.